Wrapping up the week on Tesla Shorts Time, episode 537. Patrick here in Vancouver. It's July 10th, 2026. Let's close out the week with today's Tesla news. Tesla's patented breathing glass roof could cut hot weather range loss by actively managing cabin climate where the sun hits hardest. Yesterday, the show covered fresh robo-taxi developments. Today, that thread moves forward with a limited unsupervised service now running in Miami using a small number of vehicles. The operation is testing real-world driverless rides in Florida, while only a handful of cars have been observed so far. At the same time, a bill in New Jersey targets vehicles without a human driver and would ban Tesla robot taxis from operating in the state if it passes. The measure would rank among the stricter state restrictions on unsupervised ride-hailing. Broader uncertainty remains at both state and federal levels around approval timelines and vehicle requirements that differ by jurisdiction. Tesla's ability to expand beyond the Miami test depends on clearing those gates. While regulators weigh in on autonomy, Tesla is still filing patents that quietly improve the vehicles themselves. The company has filed for a perforated multi-layer glass roof that turns the pane into an HVAC diffuser. Conditioned air flows through a gap between layers and exits through holes with 1 to 6% porosity. Laser etching and edge polishing keep the holes from cracking the glass. Optional honeycomb walls and staggered panes let engineers tune the design for specific noise frequencies. Testing in 104-degree weather showed mean compressor power dropping 7.4%. Over a 5-hour drive, that saving recovers roughly 2.8 miles of range on a 75 kilowatt-hour battery. The same approach could apply to windshields, and the gap thickness can be varied across the pane. Tesla directed followers to its website to schedule a Cybertruck test drive. The promotion aims to let potential buyers experience the vehicle's unique features firsthand. The call to action links directly to Tesla's standard drive scheduling page. The post appears on the corporate Tesla account alongside other current model highlights. No specific test drive locations or inventory details were included in the message. The effort aligns with ongoing efforts to increase in-person exposure for the vehicle ahead of wider availability. On the competitive side, Australia's top 7 electric vehicles in recent sales are all Chinese-made, including Shanghai-built Teslas. BYD and MG have gained ground through strong pricing and ready availability. Tesla models from the Shanghai plant still sit inside the top 7, even as domestic Chinese brands lead the list. BYD captured 34.2% of China's June NEV export share, with Tesla in 4th place at 7.2%. The figures show Tesla maintaining a meaningful but secondary role in outbound shipments from the world's largest EV market. BYD's lead reflects its broader product range and aggressive pricing in export markets. Tesla vehicles assembled at the Shanghai plant still rank inside the top 7 despite the broader dominance of domestic Chinese marques. Every one of Australia's top 7 electric vehicles in recent sales data is a Chinese brand, including Tesla models built in China. The shift reflects strong pricing and availability from BYD, MG, and others in the market. Tesla partnered with an Australian lender to offer loans that guarantee a minimum future resale value for the vehicle. The structure aims to lower monthly payments and reduce buyer risk on depreciation. The program is designed to make new Tesla purchases more accessible by capping the financial exposure tied to used market values. The partnership targets buyers concerned about residual values in a fast-changing EV market. No specific loan terms or interest rate details were released in the announcement. The arrangement covers new vehicle purchases and is positioned as a way to improve affordability without changing vehicle pricing. Market share battles abroad contrast with product updates Tesla is preparing for its core lineup. A longer wheelbase Model Y is entering the US market with an extended body. The change improves third-row space and addresses complaints about tight legroom for adults. No powertrain or battery alterations are involved. A filing indicates Tesla plans to reintroduce the Model Y performance variant in China. The move would restore a higher power option that had been absent from the lineup there. The refreshed version is expected to send more power to the front wheels than earlier performance models. The update would bring the variant back after a period without it in the Chinese market. No timing for customer deliveries was specified in the filing. The change keeps the same overall platform while adjusting power distribution. Hardware refinements like the new Model Y sit alongside software expansions already rolling out. Supervised full self-driving version 14 Lite has started deployment in South Korea. The update follows the incremental rollout pattern seen in other regions earlier this year. As autonomy features spread, Tesla is also extending its energy management reach beyond the car. Tesla Home is a new AI platform that optimizes Powerwall and solar output in real time. The system decides whether to store, consume, or export energy based on utility rates and household usage patterns. The goal is to cut bills through predictive control. Energy products and vehicle tech both benefit from Tesla's vertical integration push. LG Energy Solution is expanding output at its Nanjing plant to supply more cylindrical and pouch cells for Tesla lines. The added capacity supports multiple production programs. Battery supply growth supports volume ambitions even as some markets tighten robotaxi rules. One ex-post from analyst Pierre Ferragu compared a Tesla to an iPhone. He noted that a $35,000 Model 3 plus a $100 monthly subscription looks expensive only when viewed strictly as a car. Once full self-driving capability is factored in, the vehicle becomes a tool for stress-free daily transport. Ferragu said 2 more quarters are needed to see where the technology heads. Tesla also amplified an owner note that the Model Y's range, performance, and features led the owner to drop an Aston Martin DBX 707 and a Porsche Taycan Turbo S from the fleet. The post frames the Model Y as delivering comparable daily utility at lower cost. Separately, Tesla highlighted steer-by-wire and 4-wheel steering as a core differentiator that improves maneuverability without traditional mechanical linkages. Car and Driver conducted a direct comparison between the Tesla Model Y Performance and the Polestar 4 Dual Motor Performance Plus. The test evaluates acceleration, handling, range, and interior space between the two performance-oriented electric crossovers. Results will provide one of the first head-to-head data points for buyers choosing between the updated Model Y and its newest European rival. The evaluation covers real-world driving dynamics on public roads and test tracks. No preliminary results have been released ahead of the full article. The matchup focuses on vehicles positioned at similar price and performance levels. NASA selected SpaceX's Falcon Heavy to launch the Nancy Grace Roman Space Telescope in August. The mission aims to detect exoplanets and study dark energy with the telescope's wide-field infrared instrument. The launch will mark another high-profile science payload carried by the heavy-lift vehicle. The selection follows standard NASA procurement for large observatories requiring substantial lift capacity. No alternate launch providers were named in the announcement. The telescope's primary goals center on infrared observations that require stable orbital insertion. Now, one thing worth watching is the regulatory pressure around robotaxis. State and federal regulators are raising hurdles that could delay or restrict deployment plans. The uncertainty centers on approval timelines for unsupervised operation and vehicle requirements that differ across jurisdictions. Tesla's ability to scale the service depends on clearing these regulatory gates in key markets. The outcome will determine whether the Miami test can expand into a broader commercial network or remain geographically limited. The panoramic roof has long forced a compromise between openness and efficiency because glass conducts heat and transmits noise far more readily than insulated metal. Tesla's perforated multi-layer approach attacks both problems at the material level by letting conditioned air move through the pane itself rather than fighting the heat load after it has already entered the cabin. That single change removes the need for extra mass in acoustic liners or oversized compressors, directly trimming the energy budget that otherwise reduces range on hot days. The design also reveals a deeper manufacturing choice. Instead of sourcing a finished acoustic glass module from a supplier, Tesla is internalizing the geometry, porosity, and HVAC integration. Owning those parameters lets the company tune hole size, gap depth, and wall patterns for the exact noise spectrum each vehicle platform encounters, something an off-the-shelf supplier is unlikely to optimize per model. The result is a part that simultaneously serves daylight admission, sound absorption, and climate distribution, collapsing 3 separate systems into one structural element. Over time, the bigger implication is cost per vehicle rather than any single efficiency gain. Every watt no longer spent on extra cooling or sound deadening material is a watt that does not have to be generated, stored, or paid for in battery capacity. When the same roof architecture can be adapted across Model Y, Cybertruck, and future platforms, the engineering investment amortizes across higher volumes while the marginal cost of each additional vehicle stays lower than if those functions remain discrete add-ons. Before we go, keep an eye on further robotaxi test expansions and any updates on the New Jersey bill. And that's everything worth knowing about Tesla today. TSLA closed at $407, up 45 cents, 0.1%. If the show saves you time, a quick rating on Apple Podcasts or Spotify goes a long way. You can also find us on X at Tesla Shorts Time. I'm Patrick in Vancouver. I'll see you tomorrow. And before you go, this show is part of the NARA Network, a family of daily podcasts on tech, science, and markets, each one a short, sharp briefing you can finish on the commute. If today earned its place in your feed, here's your next listen. Planetariad Daily, daily breakthroughs in science, health, and longevity. Find every show free at naranetwork.com. The Do Positive Pod is the club for people who do something about it. Episodes and the dispatch wall at naranetwork.com/thedppod. This episode used AI voice synthesis of my voice. Editorial selection and analysis are my own.